Amir Shafi, he is going to talk about RDMA, Spark meets OSU, INAM. He is currently a research scientist in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at The Ohio State University, where he's involved in high-performance big data project led by Dr. Panda. Amir was a Fulbright visiting scholar at MIT, where he worked on award-winning Silk, I think is how you pronounce it, technology. And Dr. Shafi received his PhD in computer science from the University of Portsmouth. He got his bachelor's in software engineering degree from NUSC, Pakistan. Prior to joining Ohio State University in March 2020, Amir served as assistant and associate professor in 3 different universities, including NUST NUST in Pakistan and FAST NUCES in Pakistan, and Imam Abdul Rahim bin Faisal University in Saudi Arabia. So I would like to welcome Amir to his session today. Please, Amir, kick us off. And audience, please remember to ask questions through the chat, or you also have an option to just ask your question verbally by unmuting your microphone. We would like to keep this as a very interactive and an engaging workshop. Welcome all. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya, for the kind introduction. My name is Amir Shafi. I am a research scientist here at the Ohio State University, and this is joint work with my colleagues. The topic of my presentation today is RDMA Spark meets OSU INAM. Essentially, this is our solution for performance engineering big data applications on HPC clusters. So the outline of today's talk is, first of all, I'll talk about the motivation, like why OSU INAM is needed for monitoring big data stacks like Spark. And then I will introduce RDMA Spark in more detail and the OSU INAM tool as well. And later I will shift attention towards sort of zooming into how we can utilize OSU INAM to analyze Spark's shuffle stage. So OSU INAM is already used in production with MPI libraries. So for this reason, I will talk about the user scenarios. I'll begin with how we can monitor MPI jobs, and then I'll move towards how we can do the same thing with RDMA Spark. And towards the end, I'll conclude and present some future directions for this work. So big data stacks like Spark and Dask, they enable high performance data science. Recently, there is a trend towards accelerators. Both Dask and Spark have been extended to support computation for accelerators, which is an interesting new direction. And for the last half decade or so, there has already been efforts going on to support low latency and high throughput networks like InfiniBand and Rocky for these 2 stacks. So for Spark, some of the solutions have been available, so I will talk about these as well. But for Dask, this has happened recently for the last couple of years. Obviously, the programming model for these frameworks, it is in contrast to MPI. In MPI, the programmer has complete control over how the data is read from disk, how communication happens. Obviously, the programming model for these frameworks, it enables programmer productivity. And the idea here is to hide low-level communication and I/O details from the end user so that they can just focus on writing high-level functions like filter, map, reduce, and get the job done. But sometimes it becomes challenging to analyze the performance of applications if, for example, we are hitting a performance bottleneck and we'd like to understand it better. And this kind of knowledge, especially in the context of communication, is important to maximize utilization of the underlying network and the application. So essentially, we would like to get the best of both worlds. So program in these high-level frameworks, enjoy programmer productivity, but yet somehow get details on the network utilization. So if there is a need or if there is a requirement, we can go about optimizing our application. So in this case, this talk focuses on the Spark framework. In Spark, one of the central abstractions provided is this so-called resilient distributed data sets. Spark provides Java, Scala, Python APIs to transform and act upon these RDDs. Spark has a rich ecosystem that has things like support for SQL, machine learning, deep learning, streaming, and graph processing. In the context of monitoring network application, the most relevant thing that Spark provides is this wonderful web user interface, which enables monitoring of the resource consumption of the Spark clusters. However, this tool lacks some details like network topologies and in-depth network communication information. The good thing about this user interface is that if you have installed Spark, this comes by default, and mostly it's just running by default. However, it does give limited information, and this is what we are trying to address with this work. The core idea of this work is to utilize the OSU INAM framework for monitoring and analyzing network resource usage for the Spark framework on HPC systems. So last year, my colleague, Dr. Hari Subramani, presented OSU INAM in the context of visualizing and analyzing network activities in the context of MPI jobs. And this year, we have extended this particular tool to work with Spark as well. So now I'll shift attention towards introducing RDMA Spark, which is our version of Spark, and then I'll also introduce the OSU INAM tool. So we have developed RDMA Spark as part of the High Performance Big Data project. So we have optimized different communication stacks, including Spark, Hadoop, different versions of Hadoop, different distributions, Kafka, HBase, Memcached. We also have an in-house benchmark called OHB. And more recently, we have actually we have made and released an enhanced version of Dask that provides support that works over MPI libraries. So these different enhanced stacks are already in use around the world, and they can be downloaded from this particular URL from our High Performance Big Data project. For RDMA Spark project, what we have essentially done is that we have enhanced the shuffle infrastructure or the communication infrastructure of vanilla Spark with RDMA enhanced design with native InfiniBand and ROCKY support. And this has been done using the verb level support provided by provided for Spark. This makes use of RDMA-based data shuffle and this so-called SEDA-based shuffle architecture, which is an event-based design, and it also has different features like non-blocking and chunk-based data transfer of JVM heap buffer management and others. The current release for RDMA Spark is 0.9.5, which is based on Apache Spark 2.1.0, and this has been tested with different hardware configurations and different network configurations as well. And here is the design overview of the Spark, RDMA Spark. So beginning from the top here, we have the Apache Spark benchmark or applications or libraries and frameworks. And this purple thing is essentially the Spark core. Here we are only focusing on the networking aspects of the Spark software. So in this context, the most important component is the shuffle manager. And within the shuffle manager, there is something called a block transfer service. And this block transfer service in vanilla Spark, which is available from the Apache Spark website, only makes use of Java socket interface using things like Netty, Java new IO interface. But we have extended this block transfer service and hence the shuffle stage of Spark with native RDMA-based communication engine that makes use of the RDMA capable networks like InfiniBand and others. So in this context, we have relied on this layer called Java native interface, which allows Java to essentially make calls to the C code. And as you know, RDMA Spark and vanilla Spark for that reason is written using the Java programming language, and the native RDMA based communication engine is essentially C. So there we need a mechanism to call the C function from the Java code, and this is what is achieved through the Java native interface. Right, so here is a little more detailed view of the RDMA Spark shuffle design. So in this context, my right-hand side is essentially the server and the left-hand side is essentially the client. So at the end of the day, what happens is so different stages of RDMA Spark or Spark code are going to do map operations and reduce operations. So the map operations are going to feed data to the reduce operations, and this transfer of data from the mappers to the reducers is going to take place through this block transfer service. I will not go into a lot of detail for this particular design, but here the most important thing here is that we have actually made use of RDMA based shuffle clients and RDMA based shuffle servers to write our own versions of block transfer service, which are easily pluggable into the Spark software. So the existing Spark shuffle infrastructure that remains in place, we just add our own shuffle design and it can be used through our runtime parameter. So with this, I'll just talk about OSU INAM project. So INAM stands for InfiniBand Network Analysis and Monitoring Tool. And historically, this has been used to analyze traffic on the InfiniBand networks with input from the Ampere runtime. So what OSU INAM enables is to monitor IB clusters in real time, and it does so by queuing various subnet management entities and through MPI performance and control variables. It has different levels of granularity, so it allows end users to analyze and profile node level, job level, and process level activities for MPI communication. It is possible to visualize this data transfer in live and historical fashion for entire network, job, or a set of nodes. And OSU INAM is already used in production with our MPI library MOPage2, and it has been downloaded and used across the world as well. So with this now, I'll sort of zoom in to how OSU INAM can be used to analyze the RDMA Spark shuffle stage. In this context, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, the vanilla Spark Web UI provides basic communication infrastructure. It will give us information like the volume of data sent and received by Spark servers. And it makes sense because the web UI, it has no knowledge of the native C code or the RDMA communication, right? So it has been, when it is shipped from the Apache Spark website, it only works with these Java sockets, right? So it has no knowledge of the C code or how the RDMA code is enabled. And this is what is essentially being enabled by the OSU INAM tool. So now OSU INAM tool can give a summary of all jobs and stages. It can also give overview of the jobs. And the real value add, I mean, some of these things are also provided by the Spark Web UI. The value add in the context of OSU INAM here is the detailed shuffle information, which gives information like how much data was exchanged between pair of executors. So executors, when I'm going to use the word executors, it's a term used for workers in RDMA Spark, and how much time was taken for each data exchange. So this information can give different insights into for the application developers, and they can sort of view where the performance bottlenecks might be coming from. So here is the proposed architecture of OSU INAM working with RDMA Spark. So we are looking at this picture from the top. So I'll just begin with the end users, which are system administrators, MPI developers, application scientists. So they will be running their MPI jobs or RDMA Spark jobs, and obviously they would be monitoring these jobs through this web user interface provided by the OSU INAM tool. And then we have this box in the middle, which is the RDMA Spark or MPI job in execution. So in this case, in the context of RDMA Spark, we have different aspects like application statistics, shuffle data, and this UCR is the native communication backend for RDMA Spark. So these three things are going to feed data to this monitoring infrastructure that we have developed. So this monitoring infrastructure, a part of it runs inside the RDMA Spark, and part of it executes inside the OSU INAM tool. So there is data exchange that goes on. It is possible to store this data inside a persistent database like MySQL. And also this is then fed back into this web user interface for the users to see and make critical decisions about the performance of their application. So with this now, I will move towards how we can use OSU INAM. So I will begin this by demonstrating this, how OSU INAM benefits MPI jobs, and later I will talk about RDMA Spark. So in this picture, we are essentially viewing topology using OSU INAM. So this topology is for 3 heterogeneous clusters at OSU, at OSC, Ohio State Supercomputing Center. And these clusters have characteristics like there are 114 switches, these many number of compute nodes, and these many number of links. So this is a very useful overview for network administrators, system administrators, or people running this kind of facilities, so they can come in the morning and essentially get a view of how the network is doing, how many live jobs are running, what is the latency, what is the minimum time of execution, maximum time of execution. And when it comes to monitoring MPI jobs using OSU INAM, so it is possible to get more detailed information. So for example, in this picture, we are getting details on the link utilization by MPI processes. So y-axis here is the aggregate link utilization, and x-axis here is essentially time. This is time series time data. And then these different boxes are different MPI processes. And this picture is showing as the time is progressing, how much network is being utilized by these different networks. So for example, rank 9 is utilizing around more than 60 gigabits per second, and followed by rank 8, followed by rank 15. It is also possible to essentially gain a view of the topology within a node. For example, in this case, we can see that there is the node that we are using to run an MPI job. It has 4 GPUs, and these are connected to one of the CPUs. One interesting thing that OSU INAM is capable of doing is it can also make a communication grid. So in this case, we can see there are 8 numbered MPI processes. So these are MPI processes numbered from 0 to 7, and then we have the same MPI processes as columns here. So for example, each particular entry here, for example, this one, it's showing like how much data is exchanged or sent from process 2 to process 1. And then this kind of a heat map gives a view of what kind of communication patterns exist in our applications, and it's possible to view that using OSU INAM tool. And it's also possible to, let's say, monitor jobs for various matrices. For example, how much memory is being used, how much data was communicated, how much of this data was internode, intranode, and how much of this was collective communication. So if you're optimizing an MPI application, all of this information is useful. So there are other pictures as well. In the interest of time, I'll just move to the RDMA Spark usage scenario case.
Hey, Amit, there is a question on the chat here. So this OSU INAM, do you have any users for this and the capabilities this tool provides? How has that been useful for that application? Can you talk about some real world applications for this feature, INAM?
Right. So OSU INAM is available from our website. It's been downloaded and installed on across the world. So I would welcome everybody to please go and have a look. And it essentially gives insight into the communication patterns of the application. So for example, in one of the applications for one of the users, they were trying to run distributed deep learning jobs using MPI, and the training was actually impacted by the amount of communication. So the OSU INAM tool essentially gave them insight into how the communication pattern was happening. And what they realized was that there is a lot of small messages being exchanged. And instead of exchanging these small messages, it might be worthwhile, sort of combining these small messages and aggregating them and sending large messages over the network. And that way, we could utilize the available bandwidth much more efficiently. So this kind of analysis is essentially enabled by OSU INAM. I'll now move towards RDMA Spark. talk. So this tool does give like jobs level summary for RDMA Spark. So for example, the user in this particular case has executed, for this particular slide, we have 3 jobs that have executed on the cluster. And we can see how many tasks were executed, how many of them were completed. Essentially, Spark is a task-based model. So whatever code that we write in terms of maps and reduce, it is converted by Spark into a task graph. So here, essentially, these completed tasks refers to those tasks which are generated by the RDMA Spark. And also OSU INAM, this monitoring tool, it can give details on the stages for each of the jobs. So for example, like how many output bytes are there, how many output records are there, input. So this is essentially to do with IO aspects of the job, and then shuffle read bytes and shuffle read records. So this is to do with the RDMA send and receive, or shuffle exchange of the application. So this is, again, here we have an overview of a single RDMA Spark. So for example, if we look at this left picture here, we have different executors. So executor, again, as I said, these are workers. So in this particular case, we have 5 workers. So for example, the tool is telling us like how much time was taken by each executor to execute. So for example, in this case, executor 1 is here something like 25 seconds. This executor is taking like 24 seconds, and so on. It's also giving us information about total time spent in garbage collection. If you're a Java-based programmer, garbage collection is a kind of a big deal, and it's important to keep an eye on that. And also, it is giving us details on how much data was read by each of the workers or executors, and how much data was being read and how much data was being written. So again, input byte here refers to how much data was read from the disk, and shuffle read and shuffle write means how much data was exchanged on the network by each executor. So again, as we can see in this particular case, executor 2 actually is not executing. There is no time taken by this executor, hence no garbage collection. And these statistics are also 0 for this particular executor. For this other executor 3, we have some values like here it says total duration is 24.93 seconds, and you can see this particular orange graph is actually around 24.93 seconds. So this is where it gets interesting. So this OSU INAM tool is capable of giving per worker statistics for the shuffle job. So if we just focus on this particular tool, it's telling us how many blocks of data were exchanged per executor. So for example, if we just focus on, let's say, here we have 4 executors or workers, node 18, 01, 14, and 5. So I can see here exactly how many blocks were read from the disk, how many blocks were read from the network or exchanged during the shuffle stage, and how many were written during the shuffle stage. Similarly, so this is to do with the number of blocks, because RDMA Spark and vanilla Spark, for that reason as well, divides the data into blocks, fixed size blocks. If you would like to get this information in terms of bytes, that's also possible. We can do that. So this picture is telling us how many, the same sort of statistics, but in terms of bytes. And this is kind of the heat map, like how much data is being exchanged between executors. So for example, here it's telling like how much data node 0 is sending to and receiving from node 5, this blue graph, and this red graph, which is node 14, and this orange graph, node 18. So obviously node 0 is not sending any data to itself. And for that reason, for node 0, there is no green bar in this particular case. So similarly, here we are getting a taste of how much data is being exchanged. In this graph, we are essentially saying how much time was taken for these different data exchanges. And it's also possible to get details on the task level information. So this tool is going to give us a task level view graph like this. Web user interface, the vanilla Spark web user interface also gives this idea. So it's possible to get like really detailed information for the launch time, runtime, deserialization time, and other important critical performance aspects of the job. So with this, I'm going to conclude. As part of this work, we have enhanced RDMA Spark and OSU INAM to monitor and analyze the communication traffic on InfiniBand and Rocky networks. OSU INAM has been used in production with MPI. So essentially it gives a single tool for system administrators, people running these supercomputing sites, to view their MPI jobs as well as RDMA Spark jobs. And the main contribution here is to provide a detailed view of the network traffic incurred by the shuffle operation of Spark jobs. So this is, I would say, the value add over the vanilla Spark web user interface. And this can be used by big data application users, developers, HPC system administrators. So in the future, we plan to enhance this to visualize data transfer from the underlying HDFS file system. And it should also be possible to set notifications for the end user. So they just get a message or a warning from the system saying, essentially to get insights into the execution of the jobs. So in the future, we also plan to publicly release RDMA Spark and OSU enhancements. So with this, I thank all the listeners, and I'm happy to take any questions that you might have. Thank you.
So Amir has promised to do a tour to OSU campus, Ohio State campus next year when we go there for a face-to-face workshop, March 14th through 17th. So anyone who asks questions gets a free tour.
Absolutely, yeah. All of you are welcome.
Any questions for Amir? Okay, so we do have like 69 attendees. Are you sure there are no questions? All right, thank you, Amir.
Thank you.